All right. I'm here with Galen Sword with Safe Swim Solutions. It's about your business.
See the great need that we needed to make these lessons as accessible as possible for people that wanted that. And so I have created a program called Safe Solutions, which is a float first aquatic safety skills program that is wanting to bridge the gap between traditional self rescue lessons and traditional swim lessons. So we're really wanting to reach our most vulnerable population, our youngest kids, and give them the opportunity to learn survival skills first as their foundation, and then build them into swim skills once they've achieved those very vital skills.
I like that bridging that gap. Tell us more about what the gap is and how you guys fill that void.
The gap is traditional swim programs do really well with like parent taught acclimation classes, and acclimation classes can be really fun, and there's purpose to it. But the problem is we get a lot of kids that are acclimated to the water, but they don't have any skills if they end up in the water alone. And so the next thing available to them is building more actual swim skills. And that young child is not ready for that yet. And so we're really wanting to find something that will suit the emotional readiness as well as the developmental readiness for every child to help them overcome any apprehension they have about the water, but also push them a little bit, because if we wait for every child to be happy and ready to go with their lessons, we're going to miss that demographic, because kids, as I don't know, are you a dad? Okay,
Yes,
okay,
yes,
you know
yeah.
that young children have big emotions. You put the wrong color sock on them, and it is like Armageddon.
Depending on the day of the week,
Yes,
right?
exactly. So we want to really respect that emotional aspect of children's lives, but also help them through a gentle process, but also a challenging process to learn those skills as soon as possible.
So this is interesting because, everyone thinks about the technical skills. Everyone thinks about the instruction and which curriculum are you using, but the emotional state of the child when they get there, and the emotional um, uh, things that you're packaging into your program and your product, it sounds like are at least as important as the technical side.
100%. And, in the curriculum that I have built and that I do use to train instructors, I focus a lot on that emotional readiness aspect, because I truly believe in my, 18 years of teaching little kids, that emotional readiness and the emotional state of your child affects their learning more than anything else. And that, physical readiness is one thing, but if that emotional readiness is not there, or if you don't know how to help them through that, you're not going to get very far.
Kind of have to unlock it so that you can move on to the technical aspect, right?
100%. But it is really amazing that when you give a child the opportunity to experience that aquatic environment in such a way that they are eased into it, they get their proprioceptive awareness of where their body is in the water, and then you allow them to experience that aquatic environment more than they're experiencing you making them do something. They learn so quickly. I like to say that I don't teach children to swim and float, but I provide them the opportunity to do so.
How do you give them that space?
Space, it really is through your approach and your touch. So we really work towards not grasping and holding and manipulating the child. We want to manipulate the environment so that the child responds appropriately. So we really give them a lot of space. We touch very lightly. And then we also help them regulate their buoyancy and their breath by keeping it really light, but protected until they're ready to do it on their own.
I've swam for some of the best Olympic coaches on the planet, and I feel like they could learn something from you about giving the swimmer some space in the environment.
Yes, we get so, in there. And if we're micromanaging the process, it's not giving them the opportunity, because little kids, they don't learn by you telling them what to do. And they don't learn by copying, really. They'll do that, but it doesn't mean they learned it. To actually learn a skill, they have to experience it. But you have to let them experience it. And sometimes we're too scared to do that because so if you do it in such a way that they are gradually given a little bit more and a little bit more responsibility for what they're doing, then they start to trust that environment more.
Right.
And then they end up just getting the skills really fairly quickly.
Sounds like the secret sauce to what you guys have
Yeah,
cooking.
well, I think so.
I love that. Where can folks find Safe Swim
Yeah, well,
Solutions on
we are
social
on
media?
Facebook and Instagram as well as a website, which is safeswimsolutions.com. And we have started a tiered training program so that if people are interested in taking their lessons to the next level, then I have opportunities for them to gain some skills to help them learn how to let their kids experience in that aquatic environment in an effective way.
It's amazing. What's the place where folks that are interested in your program can best get started with you guys?
Can you say that again? I'm sorry.
Where can folks get started with Safe Swim Solutions? If there's a customer
Yes,
out
through
there
the website
hearing
is the
this,
best way. Yep.
fantastic. That's safeswimsolutions.com.
safeswimsolutions.com. And if you're interested in the training, there's a become a coach, and it will lead you into that training page to find out more information.
Love it. You can't miss it. Solutions.com.
That's right.
Very cool. Galen Sword, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. I enjoyed it.